Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 26th of June. India registers highest single-day COVID-19 cases, record recoveries. Pakistan's Prime Minister draws flag for calling Osama bin Laden a martyr. And US reviewing force deployment to counter China's threat, says Mike Pompeo. And now for all the details. Coronavirus cases saw the biggest jump of over 17,000 cases in India, taking the total tally to over 490,000 COVID cases with over 15,000 deaths. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said that till the time a vaccine is not developed for COVID-19, all have to maintain physical distance and wear face masks.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said that till the time a vaccine is not developed for COVID-19, all have to maintain 2 yards physical distance and wear face masks. Speaking at the launch of Atmanirbhar Uttar Pradesh Rozgar Abhiyan program that will benefit migrant workers through video conferencing, Modi showered praise on Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's handling of the virus fight and the crisis of migrants stranded by the lockdown.
और ये दवाई है 2 गज की दूरी। ये दवाई है मुंह ढकना, फेस कवर या गमछे का इस्तेमाल करना। जब तक कोरोना की वैक्सीन नहीं बनती है, टीका नहीं बनता है, हम इसी दवाई से इस कोरोना से रोक पाएंगे।
Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said the cases in national capital is high, but the situation is under control and there is no need to worry. Delhi has reported 74,000 COVID-19 cases so far. Amid rising cases, India's paramilitary Indo-Tibetan Border Police or ITBP took over the COVID care center at Radha Swami Beach, Chhatarpur as nodal agency to take care of operations at the facility this week. ITBP was nominated as a nodal agency by Interior Ministry to provide the doctors and a team of other professionals to this center as requested by the Delhi government. Meanwhile, India's total number of infections crossed the 490,000 mark on Friday. The number of recoveries was 96,173, more than the number of active cases.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistani opposition parties has criticized Prime Minister Imran Khan after he told Parliament that Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden had been martyred in 2011 by US forces. Khan's speech came as the country's Foreign Office hit out at a US State Department report that accused Pakistan of continuing to be a safe haven for regionally focused terrorist groups.
Pakistani opposition parties criticized Prime Minister Imran Khan on Thursday after he told Parliament that Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden had been martyred in 2011 by US forces. Bin Laden, who masterminded the 9/11 attacks on the United States, was killed in a raid on his hideout in the Pakistani city of Abbottabad after eluding detection for nearly 10 years. Pakistan was not aware of the operation, which involved US helicopters flying deep into the country from Afghanistan.
मुझे कभी नहीं भूलता वो भी एक हमारे पाकिस्तानियों के लिए बड़े 2 शर्मिंदा वाक़यात जिसमें हम सब बड़े शर्मिंदा हुए। एक हुआ जी उसामा बिन लादेन को इन्होंने अमेरिकन ने आके एबटाबाद में मार दिया, शहीद कर दिया।
Opposition leader Khwaja Asif, the foreign minister in the last government, was among those who objected to the remark. He described bin Laden as the ultimate terrorist. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, whose Pakistan People's Party was in power when bin Laden was killed, accused the Prime Minister of appeasing violent extremism.
इन्होंने उसामा बिन लादेन को आज शहीद डिक्लेयर कर दिया। ये आप निकाल लें, उसमें इन्होंने शहीद डिक्लेयर किया है। वो बंदा इस सरजमीन के ऊपर दहशतगर्दी लेके आया था। वो अव्वल और आखिर दहशतगर्द था। उसने मेरे वतन को बर्बाद किया। और ये उसको शहीद कह रहा है।
Meanwhile, Pakistan this week received another extension on the grey list during the Financial Action Task Force or FATF plenary session. Pakistan will likely remain in the grey list till February 2021, even if it completes all its action plan items by October 2020, as an on-site visit by the FATF team would have to be held to confirm completion of the plan. Reacting to that, India's Foreign Ministry on Thursday said that Pakistan continuing to win FATF grey list vindicates its position that Islamabad has not taken appropriate action against terror financing and safe havens which exist in that country.
Moving on. Fruit and vegetable sellers in Pakistan-administered Kashmir have blamed that Islamabad has continued to ignore their plight as they are struggling to survive amid the coronavirus crisis. They alleged of not receiving any government aid so far.
Coronavirus outbreak and the lockdown imposed to stem the spread of the disease has hit fruit and vegetable sellers hard in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Local vendors and sellers in the illegally occupied region said daily sales for vegetables and fruits have been majorly affected ever since the lockdown came into effect in March. They blamed the government of ignoring their plight and for not providing any kind of aid amid the pandemic.
कोई पैसा दिया क्या बचता कोई नहीं है कहाँ रखा याद पूरे नहीं होते 3 दिन तो ऐसे भूखे रहे मेरे बच्चे भी भूखे रहे मैं भी भूखे रहा ठीक है लगा किसी कोई रिलीफ नहीं देती.
Though there is a partial lockdown in Pakistan-administered Kashmir under which shops and businesses are allowed to open 5 days a week until 8 p.m, people are still hesitating for unnecessary visits to markets.
कम अज कम मेरा आज 15,000 से ऊपर नुकसान हुआ ये सब्जी का वो सामने सारा खराब हो गया मेरा ऐसे हालात है ना लोग बहुत कम आते हैं ना लॉकडाउन वजह से नहीं आ सकते.
Amid the ongoing crisis, locals in the region have been blaming Pakistan government of not showing concern towards the needs of general public and even the healthcare workers. So far, Pakistan-administered Kashmir has reported 962 coronavirus cases.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said the United States is reviewing the deployment of its forces across the world so that it's prepared to counter the threat posed by China to India and Southeast Asia. Pompeo's remark comes amid ongoing talks between India and China to de-escalate tensions along the line of actual control after a violent face-off between the armies of the two countries in Galwan Valley last week.
The United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Thursday said that the country was reviewing the deployment of its forces across the world so that it was prepared to counter the threat posed by China to other countries, including India. Pompeo's remark during the virtual Brussels Forum 2020 of the German Marshall Fund on Thursday came amid ongoing talks between India and China to de-escalate tensions along the line of actual control after a violent face-off between the armies of the two countries in Galwan Valley last week.
Once we're confident that we have a shared understanding of the threat that is posed by the Chinese Communist Party, then we can begin to take action. And there's a lot of work that's been done already. There's a lot of information that's sharing that has already taken place.
20 Indian soldiers were killed and 76 were injured in the border clash. China did not give an official count of casualties on its side, though some reports said over 40 Chinese soldiers were killed or injured in the clash. In the latest, India on Thursday said the key reason for the current border crisis is that China had ambushed a large contingent of troops and armaments along the line of actual control and obstructed Indian patrolling in complete disregard of all mutually agreed norms.
Nepal has refuted media reports regarding encroachment of the country's territory by China, saying the border between the two friendly neighbors was delineated and demarcated on the basis of the Boundary Treaty in 1961 and subsequent protocols. This comes at a time when Nepal's main opposition, Nepali Congress, has also moved a motion over the Nepalese land encroachment by China.
Nepal has refuted media reports regarding encroachment of the country's territory by China, saying the border between the two friendly neighbors was delineated and demarcated on the basis of the Boundary Treaty in 1961 and subsequent protocols. Foreign Ministry in a statement on Thursday said the news allegedly based on a report of the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, which the ministry has already refuted and clarified, stating that such report doesn't exist. Though the Foreign Ministry has refuted the land encroachment reports, a document issued by the Survey Department of the Ministry of Agriculture in 2017 shows that China had encroached 36 hectares of Nepal's territory at 10 places along our northern border. The document states China is expanding its road network in the Tibet Autonomous Region, because of which some rivers and its tributaries have changed their course and are flowing towards Nepal. This comes at a time when Nepal's opposition party, Nepali Congress, is also demanding answers from Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli-led government over the Chinese encroachment. The main opposition party has also moved a motion in the parliament on the issue.
Two statues of Ertugrul, a medieval Turkish leader, have been put up in a residential area of Pakistan's Lahore city to commemorate him as a sign of the growing popularity and cultural impact of a television series imported from Turkey depicting the origins of the Ottoman Empire.
Residents of the Pakistani city of Lahore have erected statues to commemorate a medieval Turkish leader, a sign of the growing popularity and cultural impact of a television series imported from Turkey depicting the origins of the Ottoman Empire, and fans from around the country are coming to see it. The series Ertugrul Ghazi, which ran in Turkey until 2019, is loosely based on the story of a 13th century nomadic Turkic tribal leader who confronted Mongols, Crusaders and Byzantine rulers in what are now Syria and Turkey.
तो हालात ये हैं कि जी अर्तुगरुल गाजी का जब ड्रामा लगा तो पूरे मुल्क के अंदर इतना उसको पॉपुलर हुआ कि हर बच्चे बूढ़े ने उसको पसंद किया। उसमें जो मेन चीज़ थी वो ये थी कि आज भी लोगों के अंदर वो प्यार मोहब्बत तुर्किया सल्तनत osmaniya के साथ और मुसलमानों के साथ और उस जिहाद के साथ जिसकी बिना पे आज हम अल्लाह ताला ने हमें पूरी दुनिया के अंदर इज़्ज़त बख्शी, ये उसकी निशानी है।
Pakistani broadcaster PTV began airing Urdu dub episodes of the show during the Ramadan a few weeks ago, and it has since become the most watched program ever aired by the outlet. Turkish state television waived royalties for the show.
Indian government has approved the creation of a new organization to ensure greater private participation in India's space activities, a decision which it described as historic. Indian Space Research Organization chief called this part of an important set of reforms to open up the space sector and make space-based applications and services more widely accessible to everyone.
In a bid to boost its space sector, India will allow private players in major roles of space exploration more than just supply, said Secretary, Department of Space and Chairman of Indian Space Research Organization or ISRO, K. Sivan, on Thursday. Private industries will also be allowed research and development activities, and they can also be a part of science and interplanetary mission of ISRO.
Non-governmental entities, they will be enabled to carry out all the space activities, namely building up rockets and satellite, providing launch services, own satellites, and provide space-based services on a commercial basis.
The Government of India this week approved the establishment of an autonomous nodal agency called the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Centre in Space, under the Department of Space, as a separate vertical for taking independent decisions concerning permitting and regulating the private companies in the space sector.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend.